town administrator and the police chief. It's a reference to a fire lane and the fire equipment. That's all that I have right now.
Parks and Rec, give it.
Give me just one moment. I have a document I'm going to read if I can secure it. Hold on one second. Sorry, hold on one second.
We'll move on to the next person while you're looking for that. Town administrator,
No report now.
no report. Planning and land development.
I was unable to attend the meeting. I was ill Sunday and Monday, so could I defer, would you allow me to defer to our chair, Mr. Smith? Could I do that, sir, for a report? Bill?
We were unable to have a quorum at the meeting as town administrator was there, ex officio was there. It was only 3 of us that attended. The only thing that came up during the meeting was the sign outside of the sign outside of the laundromat. We discussed that with the owner and came to a resolution that the owner is going to get some more documents so we can review that plan. Because at the last planning and zoning meeting, we were unable to, the applicant wasn't there or the applicant's ex officiato was not there. And there was some confusion as to the documents that were presented to us. So we agreed to review that and they agreed to get us the documents. Pretty easy. Thank you.
Thank you, and I apologize for my absence. It was, as I say, due to illness, but I'll see you next month.
Zoning, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry about that. Okay, my report's going to be pretty light. I had a really good meeting regarding Triangle Park. I had that with the Octorara Watershed and Rupert Rossetti, as well as the Department of Natural Resources. It looks like we're going to be moving forward with the Triangle Park. We're going to the permit process right now. So I just wanted to let the board know that that's where we are right now. There are some buildings down there that we are going to get addressed, and once that is in place, then we will go to the permit process. I also wanted to say I had issued a letter, which unfortunately I must have misplaced, that I directed to the town administrator regarding my duties as Parks and Recreation. And I was going to read it and let you guys know about it. But basically what it says is, it says that I'm the chief executive of my department and that I make all decisions regarding Parks and Recreation. Any meetings, any agreements regarding this department will go through me. I think it's apparent that I might want to comment. I'm not trying to comment about how other departments are run, but I will say that the way I'm running Parks and Rec is this way. I'm the Commissioner of Parks and Recreation, which puts me in charge of that department. And at no time will the town administrator make decisions without my approval. It's always worked that way in Parks and Rec and in most departments, but I wanted to make it apparent that if there are any issues regarding Parks and Recreation, that it was me who gave the directive. It wasn't the town administrator working on his own. I'm the one that set the directive for Parks and Recreation. I've set a pretty good relationship with the town administrator, and anytime that I set something forward, he has been nothing but helpful in working with me on that. So that's all I have to say.
I believe you have to revise Resolution 2012-3. Read that. Okay, Code of Zoning Appeals Board. No. Code Enforcement. Nothing. Okay. Historical Preservation.
They'll hear me, trust me, they'll hear me. I'm Dee Emsley, I'm from the Historic Commission. The Historic Commission does not have meetings during the months of July and August, but the museum on the third floor of Town Hall is open at the regular times, the second Friday and the following Sunday of each month from 1 until 4 o'clock. We hope you'll stop in to see us. We have a bus trip planned for September 8th, and we will be going to the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Museum and Fort McHenry for the Star Spangled Banner Spectacular Weekend and Defenders Day presentation. If anybody's interested in going, it's a bus trip. I don't have details about the cost, but if you'll contact Jimmy Gibney, who's lived here all his life, you probably all know him. He's the one taking the reservations for the bus trip, and it's on September 8th. The annual Civil War reenactment is held at Town Park on Saturday, October 6th, and Sunday, October 7th. We hope to have a schedule soon for that weekend. D. Emsley, has set up an email distribution for anybody who's interested in getting regular information on what the Historic Commission is doing at our regular meetings, and also who our guest speakers are and any trips or events that we're planning. If anybody would like to be added to the distribution list, get in touch with me. I'll stick around after the meeting, and I'll put you on the distribution list. If you decide later you can't stand hearing from me anymore, let me know and I'll take you back off the distribution list. So if you just want to let me know, I'll be happy. And again, I'm Dee Emsley. So that's all I have.
Okay. Any old business?
I have some old business, if I may. I just wanted to update the citizens. We're still working on securing the video video recorder.
Currently, right now, I had to get Vince to tape the meeting for me. Thanks, Vince. But we hopefully by the next meeting we'll have the video recorder so we can start recording them ourselves. They are not on the website right now. They are on YouTube, and you can search Rising Sun Town Meeting. And I just wanted to let you guys know that the previous meeting's there, and hopefully Vince will stick it on YouTube for the next one.
Facebook too.
Oh, it's on Facebook as well, on our Facebook site.
Well, you better figure out how to get resolutions on the website, because I tried very hard to find the resolutions and I couldn't find them. Okay. New business, any new business?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. I gave to the mayor and commissioners something I thought would be helpful for conducting our meetings, and I just wanted to, again, read that into the record. It's rules of general conduct for our town meetings, and I appreciate the mayor allowing me to present this tonight. 1, rules of procedure. Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised, 11th edition, shall govern parliamentary proceedings except where they conflict with these rules or other laws applicable in this town. 2, decorum. A, during public meetings of the mayor and commissioners, all persons shall preserve order and decorum. Any person making personal attacks, impertinent, slanderous, offensive, or threatening remarks, or becoming boisterous, shall be barred from further attendance at the meeting by the presiding officer, unless permission for continued attendance is granted by a majority vote of the commissioners. B, meetings of the mayor and commissioners shall be conducted in a courteous manner. C, the chief of the Rising Sun Police Department shall serve as sergeant-at-arms at the meetings. Upon the direction of the presiding officer or upon motion of the majority of the Board of Commissioners, the sergeant-at-arms shall remove such persons from the meetings who violate these rules and regulations unless such person continued attendance is permitted by majority vote of the town commissioners. Public participation. Any person speaking shall state his name, home address, and organization represented, B, town residents, taxpayers, and representatives of town-based community organizations shall be given 3 minutes to address the mayor and commissioners. However, no person shall be allowed to address the board until the appropriate time set forth in the agenda, and then after recognition by the presiding officer of the board. C, persons not meeting item B above shall be permitted to speak if time permits and if approved by the majority vote of the Board of Commissioners. D, insulting or inflammatory language is prohibited during any town meetings. The mayor or presiding officer, independently or upon the motion of the commissioners, may censure any person for violation of this rule. The mayor, president, or presiding member shall order the removal of any person who disrupts the business of the council. E, all comments shall be directed to the mayor or presiding officer and not be addressed to others in attendance unless permitted by the mayor or presiding officer. These rules may be amended by a majority vote of the commissioners in office in any regular session on notice of the amendment proposed at a session to be 7 days, 7 calendar prior days, 7 days prior. These rules shall continue in effect from year to year without necessity for readoption.
Are you making a motion that we make a resolution out of this, or?
No. This is just norms for the meeting, sir. It's a fair question. Thank you. No, it's just norms for the meeting. It's just
Well, it's not binding then, if it's not a resolution.
Well, I guess I can make a motion then. In that case, under new business, I make a motion.
Well, you have to have it written up in the
I'm
resolution form.
actually, I'm
Why
actually,
can't you postpone it till the next meeting?
Mr. Mayor, I'm not making a resolution. I'm simply making a motion that we adopt the rules of conduct for the town meeting.
Second the motion.
Thank you, Ms. Osborne. Discuss.
I have some discussion, Stephen. Isn't it true that we are already governed by Robert's Rules of Order?
Yes, it's already covered by Robert. So,
That-
I think this is a little redundant.
Travis, that's a great question. And the answer to that is yes, this specifies what's already in our charter ordinances, and you're right, it does refer to Robert's rules, doesn't refer to the current edition.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I included this. And I just wanted to reiterate for all of us, really, that, you know, we need to be mindful of being respectful to our neighbors, you know. That's all I was doing, so that's why I presented it.
That's a two-way street, Stephen. Okay, finally, we've arrived to what most of you came.
I have one more.
There's a motion, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, there's a motion. Any more discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye. And one other thing under new business, just so you all know, little heads up. You might know that I also serve at the county level in the capacity of trustee for the public libraries. And a little heads up that the library in Rising Sun, the local branch, will be closing Wednesday, August 1st for about 5 weeks. They're doing roof repairs. So please don't leave your books in the book drop. It'll be closed. But here's a little insider tip for you. If you check your books out the week of the 1st before they close on that Monday or Tuesday, they're checked out until after they reopen. So if you want to watch a movie a few times and not be limited to 3 days, check it out on the 31st and you can keep it for 5 weeks. Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Where-
I apologize. I found my directive. It got mixed up in financials. I just wanted to read it for the record. This is what it says. It says, Dear Calvin, I'm writing this letter to confirm the verbal directive I issued on Friday, July the 13th, 2012. As the newly appointed Commissioner of Parks, Recreation, and Public Property of the Town of Rising Sun, I'm issuing the following directive. Effective immediately, all correspondence, contracts, and meetings related to Parks, Recreation, and Public Property will now go through the Commissioner of Parks, Recreation, and Public Property for prior authorization. At no time will access to files regarding this department be given to the mayor and other respective department heads without this authorization. And like I said, the reason that I wrote it was because I feel that it is important that you have one department head. I am the department head of Parks and Recreation, and I work along with the town administrator, and I set the directives. So, like I said, if anyone has any questions about the direction of Parks and Recreation, I'm more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Sorry.
I believe you have to resolve that with ordinance 2012-3, because I don't believe that's consistent with that. So, you know, we have inconsistency. Okay. You have the list of... What order are these? Who was first? That one first, then. Well, they were last. These. It looks to me like Tom Mooney is the first one on the list. So, Mr. Mooney.
My name is Tom Mumming, and I think I can make my voice loud enough for everybody to hear. Mr. Mayor, I agree with you on the last comment you made to the parking rec commissioner. He does have to resolve that letter with the ordinance that was passed, so you are correct. I have been mayor, and I can tell you that I worked under that ordinance. This town has worked under that ordinance for a long time. When the town went to a town administrator system, which dates back to the 70s and 80s when Mr. Fisher was a circuit rider. But in 1994, the town decided that that system wasn't working. In 1994, they hired a town administrator, and they began to give him duties as they saw fit and what they thought was needed. Those duties have evolved to exactly what you heard tonight. And Ms. Osborne, I thank you for clarifying what happened at the meeting on May 8th. It seems to me that if this administration is going to be successful, they're going to have to learn to cooperate and communicate. This bickering back and forth and these arguments are not going to get you anywhere. I worked with the town administrator and every commissioner that sat on that board. I consulted with him, and I had the same powers that he has. You don't need a bunch of power. You don't have to be a dictator. All you have to be is a communicator and sit down and talk with people as what is the best course for the town. My decisions were always based on one thing: what is best in the best interest of the town. Now, it's my understanding that there's a petition being circulated to have the town administrator fired. Well, they took care of that with a resolution. Let me tell you something about the man that's sitting over there. He's the most knowledgeable town administrator that I know of in this county. And I know a lot of them. He also has a reputation from other towns as being the most informed town administrator. He has the education, and he has the background, and he has the town at heart.
You have 15 seconds.
Oh, I knew this was coming.
You're right.
There's no way you can talk for 3 minutes and get your point
That's
across.
what the
But
ordinance
that's all right.
say.
That's all right. No, the ordinance doesn't say that. You said it. But that be the case, I'll shut up, but I hope you people understand what I said. That man sitting over there deserves your support. He doesn't need your criticisms. You want to criticize? Talk to the commissioners. That's their duty. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Mr. Rick Braun. Here, why don't you take this over there? Sure.
My name is Richard Braun. I live at 307 Bryan Drive, and that's right off of 273. I've been living here for 27 years now. I'm very disappointed in this town. It's like a circus. It's just got to stop. It's got to stop. It's just got to stop. It's sad to see this town. Travis, you want transparency? I think you ought to take this film and put it on Comedy Central, because it'll probably do a good thing. It's sad. I got a question for students.
Mrs. Osborne.
Okay. You come out of Martin Shopping Center on Dawn Drive and make a left. You got to creep out to almost the center of the road to see if any traffic's coming up because of the overhang. That needs to be trimmed big time. And if it's possible, continue the sidewalk that's underneath all that tree brush up to the curb so people can get to the shopping center instead of walking in the middle of the street. Dawn Drive off of Ryan Drive. It's very dangerous. And the other one is for sewer and water.
Yes, sir.
Okay, these little postcards that you send for the bills,
Yes, sir.
in the past year, I've gotten about 6. 3 of them were returned to me by neighbors up the street saying they were stuck in there. Magazines, they get lost. For the last 4 months, I've been going on the 20th of each month to pay $75 because I don't even know what my bill is. So I went up the 20th of this month and gave them a $75 check, and I got a $44 credit coming to me. I don't want the credit, just leave it sit there. But I would like to get some kind of a bill. And I said to the receptionist, hey, I'm not getting bills. Why? And she said that she's got calls from other people that they're not getting bills. Other people will bring them down to them because they're stuck in other people's mail. So they go around and look for something.
Yeah, thank you. I wasn't aware of that. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, and then another thing I like to say is to Bob Fisher, hang in there. Don't get discouraged. Don't make it. What I think is they're trying to make you quit or resign. Don't do it. We've got 2012 and we've got 2013, 2014. So next year, number 14, we can overturn this mess. And this time, we'll overturn it instead of putting in 2 commissioners that we thought would kind of be working with you instead of against you. And then a friend of mine said that he was approached by Mr. Dalton and tried to give him a cigar. But he refused a cigar. And I said, if it was me, I would have taken a cigar. And then I would have lit that cigar next June in celebration of Joanne and Dawson leaving office.
Neil Madron.
I've been here, but I didn't sign up to speak.
Skip Yost. I'll now, Dee, you get up so you'll be here.
I knew I was behind him in line.
Mr. Mulaney, you're next.
Board and Mayor, I appreciate the meeting tonight. I think it looks like, and this is maybe be different from some of the other people here, but I think it looks like the board is at least working together or trying to, and it's difficult situations and circumstances. It looks like even the mayor, I think there's hope that you can all work together. I think we all want the best, what's best for the town. The mayor stated in his letter, and I know that you don't run just for the sake of running, that you run because you want to do something for the town. You see a need or something you can contribute. And some people think that some of the newer members may have turned against the mayor. It's different when you get up there. Not that that should change what you want to do, but if they had, they didn't turn, I think they're just seeing the facts and trying to do what's best for the town. And, I mean, it's going to be hard. It's not going to get easier for a while, but, as long as you try and do what you think is right for the town, it'll work out. And I congratulate you all on hanging in there and trying your best. And that includes you, Mr. Fisher.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Douglas.
Dee Emsley, 479 Slicers Mill Road. Commissioner Osborne, during previous meetings under the previous administration, you were treated with such disdain and disrespect that I found it upsetting enough to stand on your behalf and tell the mayor and other commissioners that they, from where I sat, and from my perspective, that they owed you an apology for the way they treated you. And I felt sorry for you. What you and the other commissioners did to the new mayor 2 weeks ago was, in my opinion, even more disdainful and more disrespectful. And based on attendance at tonight's meetings and recent letters to the editors in our newspapers, I'm not the only one who feels that way. There is something very wrong in this town. It would seem to me that a better solution than passing ordinance 2012-03 to make the town charter match with the way the town actually operates would have been to change the way the town operates to something better than it is now. And to have tried to slip it through 2 weeks ago as an emergency is shameful. Unfortunately, you passed that ordinance this evening against the wishes of many of the residents. Also, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners, to have started this regular meeting 40 minutes late and to keep all of these interested people waiting is disrespectful for every person sitting at this front table.
My name is Tom Mulaney, 14 East Main Street. This is the second town meeting I have attended, and I see no change nor improvement, and I believe I understand the reasons why. Mayor Fisher, I congratulate you on your new position and the 2 new commissioners. There are some things I do not understand. I don't understand why ordinances, not ordinances, but resolutions have to be passed, in your words, Mr. Naughton, to change nothing. If there's nothing to be changed, then why is there a resolution? If you're not changing anything, then what are you voting on? I don't get it. And the other thing that came to mind tonight, I agree with the previous speaker concerning these resolutions that were passed and the one that was finally passed tonight. I'm a little disappointed that that ordinance was passed, resolution was passed tonight, well, the ordinance rather, 2012-03. But what occurred to me tonight was, as you're talking about the duties of the town administrator, it would appear to me that the town administrator should be, with all due respect to Mr. Bonenberg, should be an elected position. That the people ought to have a say as to who that is, rather than just commissioners hiring someone. And I thank you all for your time.
Talk about.
3 minutes. Try to be quick. Want to read Article 37 again? And no religious test ought ever to be required as a qualification for any office of profit or trust in the state, other than a declaration of belief in the existence of God, nor shall the legislature prescribe any other oath of office than the oath prescribed by this Constitution. It requires a declaration of belief. I would like to request your convenience that you would submit yourself to this, the authority of this document, which is our state constitution. I am aware, perhaps some are or some aren't, that there has been Supreme Court cases that have dealt with this specific issue. Not exactly this issue, but very closely related. And I will say, I've written a paper which I hope you will accept and read over, because I don't want to have time to really debate this issue. But even if you accept the decision in the Supreme Court as the final word, we've made them God and they rule. there's no provision in
I
that
believe we
ruling.
said.
There's no provision in that ruling that prohibits you from still following the Constitution of your own volition, which is what I'm requesting you to do. Now, I would like to, and I don't know any of you folks, so I hope you won't take any of my my observations here personally. And I'd like to read a quote to you. It says, it's from the Federalist paper number 51, James Madison. He writes, if men were angels, no government would be necessary. If angels were to govern, men would neither need external nor internal controls on government would be necessary. I'm sorry I messed that up. But I'm trying to rush.
10 more seconds.
In framing a government which is to be administered by men over men, the great difficulty is this. You must first enable the government to control the governed,
Your time is
and in the
up.
next place, oblige it to control itself. This is
Your
the
time is
problem.
up.
I'll have to address that issue because I think it's very unfair.
Please do.
But thank
David Taylor. Maybe.
I think I'm going to withhold my views until a future meeting. My only comment would be that I hope that you can find the humility to put egos aside and to truly put the interest of the town at the forefront and come together as a unit, because we really have some major issues that need to be addressed, and we're counting on you to do that. That's it.
Tom Dodd, question mark.
Good.
Keith Campbell.
Keith Campbell, 29 Pearl Street, Brighton, Sun, Maryland. I've been a resident of this town for 52 years. I've never seen a government that's operated this way as long as I've lived here. This is, I would say this is probably the most, well, to say probably despicable is what I can say. We actually voted for change in this town, okay? Now, Mr. Fisher was elected mayor, Charles was elected as another commissioner, and Travis, okay? Now, what I would like to say is, I think the reason why the people voted for Mr. Fisher and for the other two commissioners is because we wanted change in this town. But the fact is, we didn't get any change. You basically went against the will of the people. And the will of the people in this town, when we voted like that, whether it was by 2 votes or it was by 200, it's like playing a baseball game. If you win the game and it's 8-7 and you won by 8-7, you still win the game, okay? I've had people, I have a petition that I have, and our ex-mayor came up and he basically said that everything was ran the town perfectly. Well, let me say this to you, okay? Mr. Mayor, ex-mayor, I have 147 signatures on this document right here that states that the people of this town are displeased with what's going on here, okay? Once again, the people have spoke. Now I'm going to ask the commissioners tonight, because I can tell you this. Mr. Fisher put you in office, he put you in office. And you can sit there with a smug look on your face, Steve, and act like that, but that's not the case at all. And I will say this, okay? I will say this, okay? That the next election comes, we'll see how it goes the next time. Because I will, my power that I have, as much as I can do, make sure that you two will never be in office again in the town of Rising Sun. The next time that I come to the meeting, I will turn in all the signatures that I have from all the people from the town of Rising Sun. And we'll let you commissioners make the choice, decision on what they want to do with their town. Either listen to what the people have to say, or do your own agenda like you have so far. Thank you.
Old McCoy.
Joel McCoy, 131 McCoy Lane. I'm one of the persons that I pay taxes, but I have no representation because of the fiasco that went very close to the last election, and we know why that was done and what a farce that was. I think Rising Sun was the only town that property owners could vote that didn't live in town. Now we have something else. I think Rising Sun's the only town that has an administrator and a town attorney that run the town, but they don't live here. We have the administrator from Pennsylvania. I'm sure he doesn't pay any taxes, and the town attorney's from counties away. And it's very embarrassing to do business in other communities, which I do, and people ask, where are you from? Rising Sun. It's either a snicker or a laugh, or boy, you people have a lot of problems, don't you? And if you people can't get together and work together, there will be changes. Thank you very much.
Tricia Squadron. Tricia Squadron is still here.
My name is Patrice Swady. I live at 205 Dodson Drive in McKinley Apartments. I didn't come here intending to make any remarks. I just wanted to hear what was going on. This is only the second town council meeting that I've attended. And I came because I was so shocked about what I read in the paper. I frankly didn't vote in the most recent election. I was out of town and I didn't know Mr. Fisher. I've only been here for 2 years, and I came from Wilmington. Previously to that, I lived in Newark for 25 years, was born in Delaware, and well, I was out of town that day and I didn't feel like I really knew the issues and the people well enough to decide to vote. But when I read what happened, can everyone hear me? Okay.
Yes.
In the paper, I felt like I had moved into a banana republic or something. I mean, like there's a palace coup going on in this town. I mean, someone gets elected mayor, and like I say, I didn't know Mr. Fisher from Hill of Beans. It didn't matter to me who got elected, really, because I didn't know either one of the gentlemen particularly well. But to read that before the mayor even had a chance to take office, that the commissioners were undercutting him and basically turning all his power over either to the commissioners or as other people have mentioned, the unelected town administrator. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, I asked a question from the audience. You know, I don't know your form of government all that well, but has it always been that the mayor in this town is nothing but a rubber stamp? Basically, I think it was a disgraceful thing that you did. You tried to overturn the election. It was a very close election. They were very contentious. There were only 2 votes apart from the winner and the loser. And it looks to me like the losers just decided to, you know, change the results of the election by themselves. And I don't think that this is proper legal procedure. I don't know anything about the way the things are usually run here, but It doesn't look to me like an honest, legal way to run a government, and I'm sorry that it was passed. Yes, I'm finished. It was really all I had to say.
Hello, my name is Vince Sammons. I live at 25 Beaver Court, Rising Sun, Maryland. I was just curious if anybody on the commissioner board, even in the audience as far as that goes, has any experience in some of the following skill sets here. Mayor Fisher, Bob Fisher, says that he knows a lot more than everyone else here on the panel here as well. And I was just curious if exactly how much you actually did know. Do you have any structural plan reviews? And if so, when's the last time anyone had a refresher course on this particular item? How about conducting effective meetings? Have you had any classes or courses on that? Any planning and zoning? And if so, when's the last class you had on this? My point is, we hire people outside of our community because they have a skill set. None of us possess. Nobody here on the board possess. Calvin possesses this. Why? That's his job. That's his career. He goes all over the place. He's been in Delaware. He's been in Maryland. He's been in Pennsylvania. That's his freaking job. And he's supposed to protect us. He's supposed to protect the town, guys. With his profession, he gets educated all the time. He goes to courses all the time. He gets educated on this. We look to him just like we do with any or accountant or a lawyer or any other professional. We look for these people because they're professionals, not because they want to run the freaking town. They ask him questions, and he gives them guidance based on prior experiences. That's his job. For everyone to sit here and criticize the guy because he's using his expertise to help guide these people, or just average people like you that could be elected one day, it's uncalled for. It's silly. You got to educate yourself in this, guys. And as far as the way that this goes, as far as the government runs, there's a Maryland Municipal League that kind of gives you guidelines on how this government runs. I refer everyone to look that up online, and maybe they'll get a better understanding of how the government runs and then understand what happened. And furthermore, what happened? What happened at Maryland Municipal League, guys? Why are you guys unanimously, we all in agreement to pass these things? Something must have happened. You guys just don't come in the seat the first day of the job and pass something without reason. So something happened down there, and I think it's to protect the town. You guys ought to get the full story before you start being accusatory and poking people in the eye. Walk a mile in their shoes. That's all I have to say. Thanks.
Well, I was at at Maryland Municipal League and took 7 classes. Do you think any of the people here hung out with me? I was expecting them to discuss what we were going to do. But who did they hang out with? Mr. Bonenberger and Mr. Moon. So,
Mr. Mayor, will you please get my name straight? It's Mummy, not Mooney. Thank you.
thank you. Okay, Renee Weber. Okay, let me see who else is here. Kathy Brendel, Charlotte. She left. Okay, is there anybody else that wants to speak? Hey, Jim Kite, didn't you want to speak?
I just want to ask one question. Do I have to go there?
Sure. No. Get up and talk loud.
Can't hear you.
Okay, good. I just wondered where you guys were before you came here. I know you were in executive session, but then why didn't you close out the executive session and then come over here and then go back into executive session? Do you know what I mean? That was pretty rude for 45 minutes to leave these people sitting here. Because I heard several people saying that they had other commitments or other plans. And I'm just curious as to where, I know you were in executive session, but why wasn't some kind of plan made for the people in this room that also have lives?